All right, welcome everybody. We are just getting things set up. It's a little bit of a scramble once Fortnite ends, and to get these set back up and get remote players online. But I think we're in good shape and ready to go against our friends from Regina, Canada. I believe Regina is on the left coast of north of Vancouver or somewhere over in that area. I apologize if my Canadian geography is not the greatest. But the Regina, I think we may have actually played them earlier in the season in more of a scrimmage match. But we've had a couple few weeks between then, so it's always interesting to see how well and how much these teams progress. I know this Charlie team's done a lot of progression. We got a couple new players we've had to indoctrinate this season, and we have had some role changes, but I think this team's really starting to hit their stride with playing their primary roles, and then we can start to work into some secondary roles and all kinds of good fun stuff past that. But they're really starting to do really well with their assigned roles, which is exactly what we want to see in about round 6 of the season. All right, so for the Horde, PC 19 is Twitch. He's playing Reinhardt. PC 14, that's Melomaniac. That's actually not Melomaniac. That is Das Alien. So looks like they might have switched up their seats on me. All right, PC 18, that is Lucio. That's Killer Keegan. Big Huge Daddy, or as we like to call him, Archangel, is playing Colt Cassidy. Diva's being played by Melomaniac, and Dark Dragoon is playing Farah. All right, so here comes the team. Should be getting speed boost by Lucio to get in a point. A little bit slow to get on point, but Regina is a little bit slow to get there too. So fortunately, set up good position. Good job, Twitch, keeping that shield. Rocking, little fire strike here and there, but getting that shield back out. Oh, good hook there by the the Roadhog from Regina. But Lucio, played by Killer Keegan, was able to get out of there. All right, so the objective is open, so now it is a battle for the point. You can see Reinhardt got slept there, but he's able to get back into the fight without too much trouble. Doing a good job with the shield. Oh, but he gets hooked into the pit by Orisa. Gets drawn into the pit. Got a little close to the edge, and they sucked him on in there. So that's going to give them the advantage and allow them to push. The Horde smartly kind of holding back, waiting until their teammates get in here. And we'll see their next push when they come in here. Killer Keegan stepping out a little bit with the Lucio. But he needs to head back, wait for his teammates to get back here. All right, here we go. We got Twitch and the Reinhardt up here. Time to get out there with the shield. Here comes a Farah ultimate coming in. Does take out the back line. Gets that Moira and that Farah from the Hanover team. So good play by this Hydra team. Targeting that back line. Just waiting for them to get back in the fight. You can see they've got a Mercy Farah pharmacy set up here. So that's something that the Horde are going to have to account for. Killer Keegan falls into the hole there. So down a support element at this point. Twitch doing a good job keeping that shield out there, letting his team get in behind him. But another another hook by that hook from that Hydra team. It's going to pull Twitch into the pit, and they're at 58% at this point. So what we really need at this point is Big Huge Daddy, Archangel, really focusing that Farah, because it's something that we're not being able to deal with, really, that your hit scan, your accurate firing DPS really needs to be focused on that character to counter that. And right now, they're kind of losing that focus at this point. All right, so the Horde pushing in here. One more good push here. They do have the Mercy here caught behind line. So good job by Twitch to chase her down as well as get that Farah. So this is the opportunity. They need to push on the point here. They're being a little bit slow moving. Here comes the High Noon, does come out, doesn't find anybody home, but they do get a couple eliminations there. Melomaniac and Dark Dragoon get a few eliminations, and that's going to hopefully let them get the point here. And it does. They start earning point, and they push to the far side. So good job by this Horde team to respond. Hydra was dominating this first couple of rounds. We do have need to push forward a little bit more. Get around that corner. They're really close to this hole. So I was hoping they push forward a little bit more, but now they're doing it, pushing forward with that Reinhardt, using that shield. That Pharah's coming in. So they need to be able to counter that Pharah with the Cold Cassidy play. Here comes the Pharah barrage. Does come in, does get a couple. Our Pharah responds with their own barrage and takes out one. Here comes the Diva Bomb, takes out two. Melomaniac evens the count. So we have a pretty much a fair, even fight at this point, with the Horde still earning credit towards the point. So they can't surrender the point anymore. They're at 99%. The Horde just need to keep coming. No more of the methodical pushes, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Good job by the Horde to respond, get back quickly, and get back into position. Here comes the beat. Killer Keegan puts down the beat. Reinhardt charging in here with the charge. He needs to get back, though. He can't be out there all by himself. Does a nice job getting back. Good job. So Horde holding this point, 67%. They got to be careful of that hook playing around that hole, though. There's a hammer strike by Twitch. Bought up by Fire Strike and a charge, but they deny the charge. And getting out there, unfortunately, that was a 5v1 situation, and he's taken out quickly. So, they just need to come in here and keep trying to hold this point. Killer Keegan gets on point. Diva gets on point here. She's going to be demeched, but she just needs to hold the point as long as she can. Do not give up the point. They can't give up the point because it's immediate overtime. They need to get there. They do get back quickly. Good job by the Horde. They did flip the script, though. Here comes a Pharah barrage coming in. They do get the McCree from the opposing team. Reinhardt charges in again, but again, he's charging a little deep. He needs the rest of his team to follow him in at that charge, or else he finds himself in a outnumbered situation. Just a Melomaniac here on the point. He needs to survive long enough for the rest of his team to get here. They're going to knock him out, and they will take the first point. So good initial battle. It really was. Regina was dominating early. The Horde responded really well. They're really proud of how they responded. We're methodical and taking the point, with the percentage dipping down. But a couple players out of position there at the end when they were still holding the point really cost them the game. But again, still much improved play. Everybody's really starting to play their roles well, which is what we want to see. All right, for the Horde, running the similar roles. This time, Big Huge Daddy's going to be switching to an Ashe, but everybody else is playing their mains. And from the Hydra perspective, they're going to be running a Mei, a Bap, a Diva, a Lucio, a Cold Cassidy, and a Rein. So they've swapped off that Pharah comp, which really gave us fits at the beginning of that match. So I think we're going to fare better against this comp this time, even though that Mei is a wrinkle we haven't encountered too much in the Silver Division at this point. So Reinhardt charged by Twitch. Reinhardt on Reinhardt battle here. The objective is unlocked at this point. The fight is taking place in the tower here. Dark Dragoon gets a couple nice eliminations on the Reinhardt and the Cold Cassidy, so they have a numbers advantage here. Let's see if they can convert, but the Diva follows up with a couple eliminations of her own, and Mei with a couple, and that's going to give them the numbers advantage here. Lucio, Killer Keegan still on point here, but he's going to quickly be taken out, and that is going to let Regina start to earn credit towards the point. All right, so the Horde are going to have to assemble here. Ready for this next push. And here they come. One thing they've always done, they've done really nice these last few weeks, is really getting behind their Reinhardt, using that shield to suck up some of the power. Good Reinhardt charge there, along with an Ashe to eliminate that Reinhardt from the opposing team. They have a good opportunity and slight advantage here. They need to push in when they recognize that they take out that main tank of the opposing team. Little slow on the response of that team. Little premature Reinhardt charge. That's going to get him taken out. And the push is going to stall at this point. So the Horde need to reconsolidate and draw back here. They do have the Pharah ultimate. The Pharah can get in there with her barrage and set that off. Here comes the Diva Bomb. Diva Bomb goes off. They put that May wall up at a perfect time. Amazing May wall play by Regina Hydra there. But a couple nice eliminations there by Big Huge Daddy. Farah gets an elimination on the Diva. Here comes the Farah ultimate to clean the rest of them up. And that is going to give the Horde the advantage here. They did use most of their ultimates up, and the Hydra have a lot of ultimates in their can, but a good way to push them off and to make sure you secure the point before it gets too far down. So you need to push slightly forward. They don't want to be hanging out in the point here. We want them out, more out on the corridor because that makes them vulnerable to some pretty significant ultimates, including that Diva Bomb. You know that's probably coming, this push. You can see them setting up. Wow, big fire strike takes out Dark Dragoon. Kind of caught sleeping up there up top. Here comes High Noon. High Noon does take out the Lucio of the Horde. A couple more eliminations with the Reinhardt on Melomaniac's Diva. And they're going to take this point. They did use one of their ultimates. They did use two of their ultimates. But they still have two in the can too. So nice disciplined play there by this Regina team. Really impressed by how they're playing this round. 78%. All right, here they come in with the Farah. All right, coming in behind the Reinhardt. Reinhardt charge is going to come in. The rest of the team needs to push in with him too. Reinhardt's going to be taken out for the opposing team. So good job here. This is their opportunity. It's in overtime. They need to come in here quickly. But that May gets a couple eliminations on the Reinhardt and the Farah of the Horde. Here comes the Diva Bomb coming in here. That is going to take out the Diva of the Horde. They put that May wall up. You can see Bob is out there doing some damage. The Horde got to get here on point. There you go. Reinhardt charges in here. He needs to stay in here. That's good fire, a good hammer by Twitch. See if he can hold this out. He got to stay on point, though. He can't leave the point. He needs to get back in there. And the Horde a little bit slow to respond to get back on point there. And the Hydra will win this first map of Ilios. Really well played by Hydra. A lot of good tactical play, I should say. A lot of smart use of ultimates. Here you see the Farah ultimates coming in for Dark Dragoon. Play of the game. He's going to spray that in there just as the Horde was finishing out that fight to get 1, 2, 3 eliminations. So let's go ahead and credit the Hydra their points here. So Hydra wins the first round. We'll reset. We'll play an escort mission here in just a second. So give us a few minutes to get that set up, and we'll be right back.
Say that you can see the devil dance on idle hands, so we put in work. Amen. Put the city on my shoulder blades and molded waves. Focus on devotion when it's rolling pain.
This is gonna be fun. What's this?
When it's no pain, it's no glory. Legendary grind for the history. Come to shut us down, you on what arm?
Let me show you how the boss does it.
We put in work.
See ya.
Yeah, ain't no killing this energy. Spilling from the spirit, them lyrics be hitting.
They are nothing to me.
The grind don't stop. We giving it 100 till the squad on top. We put in work. The grind never dies. We giving it
Time for the fireworks.
We put in work.
Fire in the hole.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are just getting set up for our second round here. If you're just joining us, the Regina Hydra beat the Hanover Horde Charlie team in the first map of Ilios. So after a couple bans, we are headed to Route 66 for an escort mission. So see if the Horde team can respond and rally back here and force us to a third map. I think they have it in them. Done a lot of work on these maps, and you really didn't miss by much by Ilios. A couple ill-timed elements, and they would have won that first map. So, but each week just gives us something more to work on. And this is escort. For those unfamiliar, escort. The intent here is to take this payload, this little cart-looking thing, and escort the payload, as the name implies, all the way down here around the route to the first point. Here you see the first point in front of this little gate. There's a total of 3 points that can be earned with each push. You'll get a chance to push and a chance to defend. And then one with the most points at the end of the round will win the match. If the Horde win this, they will push it to a third map. If the Hydra win, they will take the round 6 match. So let's see how it shakes out for the Horde. They're going to be running, Twitch is going to be running Reinhardt. Looks like Archangel is going to be running Widow. Killer Keegan's going to be running Lucio. Big Huge Daddy, actually that's Archangel. Big Huge Daddy is going to be running Mercy. PC 15 Diva is going to be run by Melomaniac, and Dark Dragoon is going to be running Farah. Alright, so you can see they're doing the high ground hold here with the double shields, running a double shield with Sigma and Orisa, and behind that Bastion, so that lets the Horde get some pushes, but really holding that. The smart play here is to either try to switch to a dive comp and try to get in there and take that, or use that payload and just try to skirt and push it along, which is what they're doing. They're smartly playing it back, pushing that payload. They can rain down as many fires as they want. Somebody's just got to hide behind that payload and push it. So lots of fights taking place. Sneaking that Lucio right beside that payload and pushing it's probably the play they need to make here, or switch to a dive comp and get on top and try to take out that that Bastion. They're doing a nice job there though. Twitch manages to get down there below that that area there. He's going to have to deal with that Torb playing the low ground. The Torb's going to come up and get him though. Actually, yep, that Torb. So again, good tactical play here by this Hydra team. The Horde do have the ability to get through the flank through this little corridor and close that distance. Let's see if they're able to do that. So they're setting up here, trying to plot their next move. They do have that Farah barrage too. If they can get that Farah barrage in behind that shield and take out some of those. Here's the ultimate unleashed. Does take out the Widowmaker, played by PC 14. So here they come, trying to get behind that Reinhardt shield. Diva's coming around the backside there, trying to get in behind, get in on that bed. That's exactly what you have to do. Close the distance. They did exactly what they had to do. Now they got to keep this fight going. They can't give up on that fight once they make that push, though. If you do any kind of flanking maneuver, you need to push through that flanking maneuver with the rest of the team. The rest of the team was a little bit slow to respond there, and because they were able to res their Bastion back in the fight and be exactly where they were. Well-timed push, but unfortunately the rest of the team didn't follow. Those flanks work really well if you have a really coordinated movement. The team's kind of stalled here. They can't play this pick and they can't play this pick game. They really got to push in and assault through here. So this is a comp that they haven't had to face. This high ground hold, doing a good job holding, trying to hold Widows, trying to hold down here on the bottom side. But they got Torb here on the low ground. Hammer Strike at the bottom here isn't going to do much, unfortunately. Torb ultimate comes out. So they need to get on the payload and push this payload. They did get the team to come down to the low ground here. So if they could win a couple of those fights on the low ground, they do have another Diva Bomb. Let's see if they can get that Diva Bomb out there and make a difference. Having a really hard time getting out here. They need to get on the payload now. Now they can't let go of the payload. A little bit slow getting the rest of their team out there. Not sure why it took so long to get the team out there. Here comes the Diva Bomb, but it's right in front of the cart. They do get 2 eliminations there, but they need to stay right there on the payload. They're going to be cleared off the payload, and that's going to do it for this first round there. So a little bit of a stall, obviously something we have to work on. We spend more of our time working on Dorado, unfortunately, than Route 66 and that high ground double shield technique that's we see being used more and more. We saw it earlier in the gold matches, using both teams using that high ground gas station hold with a double shield. It can be beaten. You just got to close the distance and sometimes swap to more of a dive comp. Obviously, we're still working with our mains, and we really don't have a dive comp to pull out, but they did a really good job that one time when they got in there. They got their Diva in behind the line. The barrage come out with the Pharah. They had the Bastion down, and if they would have swept through with the rest of their team and engaged, they would have cleared them out and been able to push to the first point. But unfortunately, it just wasn't coordinated quite enough with the rest of the team. All right, but it's not over. Here you see the gold box. This is where they need to defend the team from getting across. Typically, we play the low ground hold here. So they're going to play the low ground corner hold. Basically allows them to push to the corner here, and then once the payload is up here, you can use the payload as cover with the team pushing through. All right. All right, so it looks like they're going to sneak somebody on the back of Sombra around the back side here. To get that Sombra in behind us. Again, we got to hold that low ground corner. Not sure why we're playing high ground in there. Twitch is going to go for the charge, miss, and fly off the side of the map here. So eliminations on both sides, but definitely favoring with a Sombra and Diva elimination there of the Lucio and Mercy. Both support elements for the Horde are taken out. So that's a tough fight at this point. Reinhardt's going to be quickly taken out. It's emergency mode here for the Horde. You can see they're just diving in, trying to keep that payload moving, but they're not going to be able to do it, and they're going to get to that point pretty quickly here for the second round. So really well played by the Hydra team. I really can't tip my cap enough for them. They've had some really good tactics, and they stuck to them. It's really important. That's one thing we've been really trying to get across to this team. We have our tactics. Let's employ them. Sometimes it's easy to get drawn away from your tactics when other teams are giving you something you're not used to, but you really got to play what you know. And usually we play the low ground hold there. For some reason, they decided to try the high ground gas station hold, which we haven't tried before, and obviously that fell apart really quickly. But at this point, I'm trying to see. We'll see if they want to play another one. I'm not sure at this point. We'll talk to the boys, so we'll come right back after these messages. Stick with us. All right, welcome back. We're going to go ahead and play one more. We got a little bit of time, so we're just going to go play another control map here, Lijiang Tower. Let the boys hopefully build a little bit more confidence up. Don't want to end on kind of a low note. That escort map was a little bit tough. Coach them up a little bit, let them know they really need to stick to their strategies and their comps. That's really what we've been focusing on. It's easy to get distracted from that. Like I said, when a team comes out and they've just got a solid strategy that goes directly against what you're trying to do. But we'll I'm sure we're going to fare pretty good here. Looks like we got some comp changes, so we are going to try a little bit of a kind of a dive, quasi-dive comp a little bit, put the monkey in the mix to see how that's definitely something we need to add to our repertoire. We haven't gotten that far yet because we've been focused on the primary, but we'll start mixing that stuff in. So we've got a ball, a Moira, a Lucio, a Big Huge Daddy or Archangel is playing Widow, Monkey, and then Dark Dragoon. So I believe it's Twitch is playing the ball this time, and Monkey is being played by Melomaniac. So let's see how this comp works out for our Horde. Definitely a significant shift from what they had initially. Reinhardt from the Hydra come out, charge in, and take out the ball. And Reinhardt just swinging that hammer, taking out two more, taking out Monkey and Lucio. So that Monkey is wreaking havoc. They do manage to secure the point, though. The good thing about this map and ball, you can see he can kind of lash on. He's tough to peel off there, but they do a good job focusing their fires and do just that. Excuse me, getting a little hoarse here after calling games all day. All right, so Horde's setting up for their next push here. Here you see Ball coming in. He's going to latch on. The rest of his team needs to come in here quickly, though. He can't be in there by himself, sucking up all those fires. Fortunately, he is, and he's taking a lot of fire right now. The rest of the team needs to push in. That was a premature push because the rest of the team wasn't ready, and that's the kind of stuff we definitely need to start working on as a team. They're going to get a pick on Moira and Ball and Lucio, both both supports out, I should say. So they're going to have to reset their push here. All right, again, Ball's pushing in here premature. He needs the rest of his team behind him. That's not doing the team any favors if he's in there and nobody else is there to support him, because they can just focus their fires on that one player and take him out. So the team needs to do some talking and really get together and be a little bit more patient in their pushes. So Moira gets a nice elimination of the Diva, but they're going to counter and get Dark Dragoons. So Ball's in there again. Does put mines down, so we'll see if those mines have the effect we want. Monkey's in there. Melomaniac, he's Monkey Rage. They use their ultimate. We do have the Hanzo ultimate coming in here. Doesn't find anybody home, though. Here comes a Wrecking Ball, or a Junkrat Tire. Trying to find its way to the back line. That's going to catch this hog coming in. And pretty quick take there by the Hydra. All right, here you see the second point of Lai Zhang. All right, so it looks like the Horde is running Ryan, Ana, Lucio, a Mei, a Sigma, and a Hanzo. So you do a good job getting here with Killer Keegan's speed boosting them into the point. However, the Hydra moved more directly towards the point. Sigma gets on point, but he's all by himself. Rest of the team went a whole nother direction. Here comes Twitch, but he's all by himself here. So he's not going to last real long when it's a 5v1. And the Horde are going to have to reassemble here. All right, so they should take their time here, reassemble, retalk, reorient what they're trying to do. That's a very good question. We really need to. And again, kind of moving in a little disjointed here. Good eliminations there. Twitch, see if he can pick up the rest of these eliminations. Good hammer down, even though he is ultimately taken out. They need to move on to point here, though. I don't know why they're standing out there. Nobody's moving towards point. Fortunately, Mei gets in here. Does move towards point. But the rest of the team needs to move in here. They're a little slow to respond to opportunities. So trading eliminations on both sides here. And Hydra percentage mounting again. They're playing really well. All right, and here comes the Horde. Probably their last good combined push, even though there's probably more time for other pushes. Good opportunity here if they can convert on some of these eliminations and focus their fires. Here comes the Diva Bomb. Does manage to take out the Sigma and the Lucio, though. So that's going to give the numbers advantage to the Hydra here. And they're going to tick up the clock. They're going to go into overtime here unless they can get somebody here on the point quickly. They do manage to get Anna in here last minute. Nice sleep. Immediately woken up, though. They do get a ball here on point. But quickly taken out. And that is going to do it. Nice door block there by the Hydra to end this thing out. And they're going to go ahead and win this third round. So GG's to our friends from the Hydra. Good job. We'll go ahead and get set up for our next match. Good game to our Charlie team. Lots to work on. Play the game. This was that hammer strike there at the end by Twitch. Came in swinging at their Lucio. And then I think he charges in here. Gets the elimination, and then the hammer strike there follows it up with a good fire strike to take out their Genji. So that almost got them into it, but again, those charges need to happen in conjunction with the rest of the team pushing in behind them. That coordination is the missing piece that we still need to work on with this team, but lots to work on. We'll go get them next week. Thanks a lot, and we'll get set up for our Alpha Team match. So come back here in just a few minutes.